Oh, hello, and welcome to Hulu's Only Murders in the Building official podcast, now with video. Next season, we're going to add a scratch and sniff option. I am your host, Michael Cyril Creighton, and I play your favorite trio's fourth wheel, the sexiest librarian on the Upper West Side, Howard Morris. We're dissecting episodes, sharing behind-the-scenes stories, and playing games with some of the amazing actors, writers, and crew from Season 5 of Only Murders in the Building. We'll talk with actress Jackie Hoffman about playing Uma Heller and what it takes to get a cast chair on this show.
Things are only getting worse.
We'll talk with actor Emery Cohen about the fitness routine required to pull off playing young Lester. And we will talk with actor Teddy Kaluka about the journey he's gone on in the last 5 years to play our beloved doorman, Lester Kaluka. Same last name. Coincidence or conspiracy?
Come on, I don't know about that.
But first, a quick recap of episode 2. So if you haven't watched, stop right now, come back after you've seen it. We flash back to the Arconia in the early 90s. A young Lester starts his first day on the job, trained by doorman George.
And pay attention. The real trick is noticing the little things.
As time passes, we see the history of the Arconia through Lester's eyes. We also learn about the origins of the Arconia's underground gambling scene. And when the elevator is upgraded from crank to automatic, George retires and passes the gambling operation on to Lester. We revisit the night Tim Kono was killed, and after 4 more murders, Lester hires a new doorman named Randall. We're back in the present, and the trio starts their murder board. The police say Lester's death was accidental, and the trio still isn't convinced it wasn't foul play. So you have been the beloved doorman at the Arconia since day one.
Yes. You
are an incredible actor, an incredible person that I love very much.
And I love you too.
Teddy Kaluka. So let's get to it. We have a lot of questions, Teddy.
Okay. I'm ready.
I want to talk about something hard. Death. When did you find out Lester was going to die?
That's an interesting question. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
Me neither.
No idea. I can tell you this much. Right after the writer's strike, John, I don't know, we did an email back and forth, and he said to me, I just want you to know we're back in the writer's room, and Lester is on our mind. And I said, I don't know what that means, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't know. And still, we're going through season 4. I didn't know.
Right.
Had no idea. No one told me. I like to go watch high school sports. I'll go watch a high school baseball game in town. I'll go watch a high school basketball game. And my wife is always saying to me, don't you have a game to go watch or something? You know, that's her way of saying, you know, you're in my way.
Yeah.
So watching a high school baseball game, I comes across this script for episode 410. Mm-hmm. Now, what I do is when I get a script, I really don't read the whole script because I like to be surprised myself.
Yeah, you search for your character.
But I look for Lester. I look for Lester.
Howard.
Okay, Lester. Okay, I'm looking. Oh, there's Lester. He's in this play. Good. Okay, it's Lester's here again. I finally get to the end of the play, the end of the script, and I see Lester, and I went, I can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And I said, quick, get the phone. I call my phone. I said, they're killing Lester. That's how I found out. I had no idea.
No idea. You just found out.
No idea. I read it in the script.
That's how I found out too. But you know what I was convinced of? I was convinced since season 2, the end of season 2, that you were the killer in season 3. And I'm notoriously always wrong about who the killer is. But I thought because you were a failed actor, which we touch on in the killer reveal party in season 2, that you were jealous of Ben Glenroy and that you killed him. That was my theory, and I was completely wrong. But, you know, you and I are in the audience when
that's where we bonded.
Yeah, when we were sitting in the audience then.
Yeah, that's when we bonded.
That's a great story. So you found out by surprise. No one let you know.
Couldn't tell anybody.
No, isn't that hard?
Told my wife, told my agent, and that was it.
That's the rule that I have on this show is, if you're ever going to die or you're a killer, you have to tell your spouse and your agent and no one else.
And it was great that I didn't tell anyone. I have 8 grandkids.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, the 2 oldest ones, came over every Tuesday night and watched every episode with me. So when I knew what was going to happen, I couldn't tell them.
Right.
But I wanted to see the reaction. So what I did was I had my 4 oldest grandkids come over. I had them there, and the 4 of them were watching, and all of a sudden, there I am laying in the fountain, and one of my granddaughters, Nina, says, "Oh no, Grandpa!" She said, and I saw their reaction, and it was enough for me that they were so surprised.
Yeah.
Until this day, people are so far behind watching the show.
Yeah.
I'll get an email or text once a week saying, "Oh no," and I know what it means.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think it's so great because Lester's such a sort of was, and we learn it this season more, that Lester really was the backbone of that building. Lester kept that building running. Lester, especially because of the way you play it, is just such a good, likable, decent human. At first I was like, why are we killing off Lester? Don't do that. But there's so much wealth in his story to be mined this season. I'm not happy you were killed. I want you to live forever. But I think it really pays off. I think we learn a lot more about Lester in a really great way.
They wrote some great stuff to show just how much Lester did care about everyone.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that fountain. You were in that fountain a lot. Was it cold?
Well, the first time we shot, it was June, and I had a wetsuit on.
Oh, you did?
Times.
Under the doorman costume?
Both times. So actually, it was never really cold. And when we shot this March, they warmed it up. They literally...
It was cold that day. I remember.
It was cold.
Yeah.
And I said to them, "How did you warm the water?" And they didn't tell me. They just said, "Special effects." And I thought, what, do they got a pill? They have a pill?
Yeah.
Ended up, someone told me they had a heater on it for hours.
Oh, wow.
And then once I got in, and let me tell you, I have to give props to the stunt guys.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the stunt guys really took care of me. There was a guy in that fountain with me whenever I was in the fountain. They were great.
They go above and beyond. The crew is the best crew you could ever have.
The best.
And ever ask for in every single department. There's a moment with Rainey, your wife, Diane Wiest, that I love so much. And it's when Lester blames himself on the first murder in the building.
Right.
They must have walked
Must
right
have
by
walked
you.
by
And
me.
she comforts you saying, "One murder, it's certainly not your fault," or something like that. And then we get this great montage of 4 murders. And then she goes, 4 is a lot of murders.
A murder. The killer must have walked right past my desk.
No, it's not your fault. 1 murder in 30 years? 4? Oh, honey, I'm not gonna lie to you. 4 is a lot of murders.
What was it like working with Diane Wiest?
I wish I worked more with her. To
Right.
be honest with you. She was lovely. She was exactly what you see, sweet, and I wish I just had spent more time with her than I did.
Isn't that kind of the rub of this show, is like you get to be with the greatest of the greats, but ever so briefly,
I mean,
sometimes.
you just think about it.
I try not to think about it, because if I do, I wouldn't be able to go to work every day.
Right.
Like, we are with the greats.
We're working with Oscar winners.
But you know what? We're the greats too.
Yeah, and I'll bring this up. An actor like me, who would have ever thought I'd win a Screen Actors Guild Award? Never.
Yeah.
Never in a million years did that ever cross my mind. And I think at my level, that's it.
As part of the ensemble.
I don't have a part ever that I can be nominated for an Emmy or so. But that Screen Actors Guild Award just meant so much to me.
Yeah.
It's 35 years of I live in New Jersey, running into the city, running home, running into audition for one line.
Yeah.
Thank God now we do it at home.
Right, right.
But, I was overwhelmed by that.
Yeah. Lester, his last name is Kaluka. Teddy, what is your last name?
Kaluka.
Okay, do you have anything else in common with Lester?
That's a funny story about the Kaluka thing.
Yeah.
John called me one day and he said, or he emailed me, I forget what it was, and he said, they would like to use your real name, Kaluka.
Using your last name is really easy as far as getting clearance, I'm sure, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a question about the mustache. Do you always have it?
Always had it, yeah.
Really?
When I started out in the business, I was this little chubby Italian, and I actually, we all market ourselves, and I actually put out a postcard when I first started out with myself in like this cabbie cap, and I put on the postcard, New York City's cutest little chubby Italian. And it worked. People used to say to me, who told you were New York City's cutest little chubby Italian? I say, my mother. I can tell you how many doors it got me into.
That's
when I
great.
was
Yeah,
first
it
starting
obviously
out.
is working for you.
Yeah, it did.
You're one of the, I would say one of the great character actors of New York City. You
Oh, boy.
pop up everywhere. You've been killing it for quite a while, and it's totally an
My
inspiration.
claim to fame was always throughout my 30 or almost 40-year career was, this guy has played more cabbies and hot dog men than anybody in New York. And that's a fact.
Yeah. For a while, I played more shopkeeps and angry maitre d's than you could ever imagine. I'm branching off.
Now I play old guy or older guy.
That's amazing. We've had a couple nice little moments on the show, but we had a really lovely moment when Howard's mother is being
Passes
wheeled
away.
out of the Arconia.
Right.
And we didn't have a single line in that scene scripted, but it was so easy to get into that emotional state because you have such an amazing, comforting presence. The tears were very real.
I just felt for you because of who I am in life, I guess.
Yeah.
I just felt for you, and not to get too personal, but my mother-in-law passed away a couple of years ago, and it brought me there.
Yeah.
And
it was a nice scene. It was. That's the thing about the show. The scene was maybe 2 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it felt so full. It was such
I remember
a
I
great day
put my
on set.
arm on you,
Yeah.
and it just was like,
It was beautiful.
yeah.
So in the first episode, you are in the casket. Is that actually you in the casket?
That's me.
And how did you feel about that?
When we got the first 2 scripts, we were going to do table read. I was going to shoot a commercial. On the day of the table read, I had to leave for North Carolina. And I'm reading episode 1 in bed. I'm looking, and I said, oh, they put me in a casket. And my wife started crying immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
And first I said to John, I don't think I could do it. I mean, and I know, and I'll say that, I don't mind that. My wife and I were both widowed when we were young, both of us, and we met at a bereavement group, which I only went to 1 meeting.
Yeah.
I called John and I said, I don't know, I don't think I can do this. He said, Steve has a bit he wants to do, and I really think it's going to be funny. I said, all right, I'm going to talk to my wife, but what I'm getting is John called my wife. And he's the most soothing person in the world.
100%.
And we've seen it now. We've seen the episode, and it was the way they did it, the way they handled it was great.
I love that he heard you and you were able to, I love that you just love your wife so much that you wanted to protect her from that.
Well,
but it is one hell of a scene. It is one of the funniest scenes in this show.
I'm telling people it might be the funniest scene I've ever done in my career, and I'm dead.
Before we let you go, I want to play a little game. It's time for How Well Do You Know Your Tenants?
Oh boy.
Now, Teddy, in this episode, we learned that Lester has been taking notes on the Arconia residents for years. And like me, you've been on Only Murders from the beginning. Do you think you can guess which tenant said which line if I present them to you?
Let's try.
Let's try. As I said to Paula Abdul during our production of Hedda Gabler, we've got to start thinking outside the box here.
Marty.
Yep, Oliver. Good.
Oliver.
I always used to say there are 3 types of people: alive, dead, and dead to me.
It's either Uma or Bunny, but I'm going to say Uma.
Yep. The rest of you, if you're a murderer, stop murdering.
I'll say that's Bunny.
Yep. Ooh, you're killing it, Teddy. Right now, the thought of wringing your neck really stimulates my root chakra, but it's probably not worth losing 3 of my mindfulness badges.
Marty again?
No, I'll give you a hint. He's the king of dips.
Teddy.
Yep. Do I want to break into a dead guy's apartment and go through all this?
Oh, that's
Sounds like an
that's
afternoon.
Selena.
Yep. Don't even have to finish.
Mabel,
You know that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
How do we get Cindy to crumble and cave like a crumbling cave?
That's Steve.
Yep. I hate to see the elevators go, but I love to watch them leave.
I hate to see the elevators go, but I love to watch them leave.
Imagine a bunch of hunky...
I remember the line too. I remember
there's a bunch of hunky guys working on the elevator, and there's one sad little guy with his hair parted in the middle and a shell necklace.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I said it. It's Howard. Well, I have loved having you here, And I know that we're going to see a lot more of Lester throughout the season. We're going to learn a lot more about him.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Without giving anything away, is there anything you're excited to show audiences about Lester?
Yeah, I think I'm excited to show the audience and how much energy Lester has. Of course, I do a lot of running, a lot of, for my age, I'm running a lot in this season.
Yeah.
And it's great, and I made it.
Yeah, you're great. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for inviting me, Michael.
You're welcome.
Love you.
I was a little delulu back then, but I can remember that first day like it was last week.
Okay, Lester. Work starts at 6 a.m. You're about the tenants. That's the gig. And if you do it right, who knows? You might fall in love with the place.
I'm joined now by Emery Cohen, who plays young Lester. Hello, Emery.
Hello, Michael.
It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
You are no stranger to New York love stories.
Yeah.
Our audience might recognize you from Brooklyn, the movie from 2015. New York, home forever, do you think?
Yeah, probably. It might become upstate, but it's funny when we were shooting, because I was prepping like January, February, so that's like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And on Criterion, they had this selection of New York love stories, and I decided I'm gonna watch the movies that took place in the period that my character's in, which is like 90s and 2000s. So I watched like Raising Victor Vargas, Kissing Jessica Stein, Crossing Delancey, Frankie and Johnny.
Kissing Jessica Stein, starring
Jackie Hoffman. I know.
Yep.
I was too scared to say anything to her
You love
about
her,
it.
right?
I do love her.
So you watched all these movies to prepare, sort of from the time period?
I like to prepare. It's fun. I enjoy it. If not, I'm just too nervous.
I hear you.
I had been watching the show a bunch, and I was struggling with I had kind of lost what's my journey. I knew the character, and I was so focused in on Teddy Kaluka and his performance as Lester. And I remember George, Tony Plana's character, says to me, one day you'll look up and you'll realize you've fallen in love with the building. And then I realized, oh my God, it's a love story. So it kind of was it was weird how the stuff all sort of just meshes.
Yeah,
It
all
works.
makes sense.
So I really was working on Teddy's idiosyncrasies and things. And then I said to John Hoffman, I said, I'd really love to be able to, talk to Teddy, get to know Teddy. And so he puts us on the phone together. I started asking him about his process and how he found Lester and all this stuff. And he's like, Emery, when I first showed up, I had one line on an episode. And I started to realize that Teddy and Lester are kind of one and the same. So I just started asking him questions, about being a stand-up comedian in New Jersey early on.
Yeah.
And he told me these great stories about working background on a Bruce Willis, Taylor Hackford movies. I just had him tell me stories.
Yeah,
and,
he's the best.
He is the best.
What did it feel like? Because I know as an actor, it's pretty hard to jump into an already established show for one episode and sort of get into the groove of an already pretty well-oiled machine. Yeah. And this is even a little bit different because you have to carry this episode. You're carrying this flashback episode.
It was great to start day one with everyone because then because everyone's starting at the same time. And because I did a lot with you and Uma and Bunny. I was kind of shielded from the really famous people. Sorry, you guys are great, but
we're the working actors.
I know, but that's what I am. Look, I mean, yeah, I was more nervous to work with Martin Short, and that
as you should be. And the thing that I always am surprised about is that Steve, Marty, and Selena are megastars, right?
Yeah.
They're so kind to everybody that walks on that set, be it a day player, from top to bottom. So they really set the tone.
Yeah.
But I hear you. I've been on the show for 5 seasons, and I can't think about sometimes who I'm in the room with because if I do, I won't be able to do my job.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable around the trio now.
Yeah.
But if I let my guard down in the back of my head, I'd be like, you're acting with them. You're acting with them. Yeah. Who is your favorite character, and why is it Howard?
Why is it Howard?
I know it's Uma.
It's not. It's actually Bunny.
Oh, it's Bunny.
Yeah.
Bunny is your favorite.
Yeah.
I get it.
I
Jane
was
is incredible.
Jane's incredible. When I was rewatching, I watched the show like all the way through a bunch, at least twice. And there's an episode in season 2, it's Bunny's last day on Earth.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So incredible, right?
Yeah.
Where you sort of get, you think you know who Bunny
she
is, and then you see Bunny
learn.
in
Yeah.
such a deeper way,
Yeah.
and she cries at the door, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where she's sort of left out and she cries silently
Crying
at the door?
and the
Kills me.
parrot, and she's doing her exercise.
Yeah,
and going
yeah.
through. And I don't know, I just felt like, because I already knew I was playing a part, like a Lester, and so, like, sometimes when you watch the show, you know, it's Eugene Levy and Eva Longoria and Sting and Meryl Streep. Like, when I saw that episode, I just really connected with like another, you know, New York actor just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And so I felt that episode made me feel like a part of, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it made me feel like I could show up and do my episode. So that's why. So maybe I don't know if it's about the character, if it's about this moment that helped me feel braver about being a part of the show.
Yeah.
But that's why.
I gotta say, you killed it. Like, your energy was infectious. I also, like, I could tell, even when we were in the makeup room, how happy you were to be there. And that's sort of the key to the show's success, is
Yeah.
that everybody that walks through that door is just really happy to be there.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of other jobs. And you laughed a lot, and I loved that.
I did laugh. Well, you
were a
made
laugher.
me laugh once.
I made you laugh? Me?
You and who played your mother?
Oh, Siobhan Fallon.
Siobhan
Hogan Fallon, who was great from SNL.
So here's the thing. So I don't do a ton of like comedies. So when something happens on a set, we normally stop and have to go back. You guys don't do that. So you're pushing Siobhan in a wheelchair through this door, and I'm opening the door for you, and you missed, and you banged into the side of the door
Yeah.
really hard. And now, in my mind, it's like, I should shut the door now, we're ending this. And you just go, oh, sorry, mother, and the two of you just carry on.
Yeah, I almost really hurt her.
And I was
That was a big thud.
It was so
Sorry,
funny.
mother.
I know, and she was just like, oh, Howard, what are you doing?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was a fun day. Siobhan was a real dream to have around. I have a specific scene I want to talk about because
Okay.
I was incredibly impressed with what you did with the 0 words. There's a scene where you take the envelope of cash from Bobby Cannavale, and it's sort of like Lester's deal with the devil. He's going to start working in the casino and helping Nikki out with it. There's just something, you take the money, and so much is said through your eyes and the way you're nodding. It's really sort of very masterful. And I just sort of wanted to know if you remember filming that scene and what it was like to work with Bobby.
I remember filming the scene because it was my last day and it was Bobby's first day. I loved him in the 3rd season of Boardwalk Empire. Like, I thought he was amazing. So there was a bit of extra energy just getting to work with him. I remember he kept doing this thing, like he would hold the money out and I would go to reach it and he would pull it away. And it became this kind of thing between us. I remember being locked in on Bobby and wanting to do good work because I was in the room with him. That is what I remember most of all.
Well, it paid off. I do have one last question.
Okay.
Mustache. That was not real in the show, right?
No. It wasn't the most comfortable.
The mustache?
Yeah.
What was that mustache made out of?
I think it was made out of yak hair. Because there were like phases of the mustache. There was mustache with no grays in it. Then there was mustache with grays in it. Then there was gray mustache. And there were days on set where we would have to put it on, then take it off, then put it back on.
Right.
To jump through time. They put something, I don't remember, I think it's called stipple.
Where they tape your face back?
No, that they didn't
That I would do
for
every
me.
single day of my life
I
if
know,
I could, where it's like
It was amazing
Yeah.
seeing a bunch of actors with tape.
looking like really young.
No, but it was the opposite. It was something that would accentuate your wrinkles. It made me feel older. It was like a glue, and so your wrinkles would stick.
I want to know about the glue. Sure. We're going to do another episode about the glue. Are you ready for a game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's play a game.
Let's play a game.
Now it's time for a game called Dead Giveaway. I have here 10 things that you might have spotted from episode 2. I'm going to describe them to you, and it is your job to guess as many as you can with 60 seconds on the clock.
Sick.
Great. Let's play Dead Giveaway. Here we go.
Okay.
This is what Bobby Cannavale handed you.
An envelope.
This is what you took in your hand when the handyman...
Elevator crank?
Yep. This is what your job is.
Doorman.
Yep. This is sort of like a book that you write stuff in.
Ledger.
This is what Bobby Cannavale's character, Nicky, wore on his lapel.
A gardenia.
What color?
White.
Yep. This is what the trio has, usually in Charles's apartment, where they pin things to it.
Oh, a murder board.
That's right. This is what I'm having right now. This is what Bunny has.
Sweats. It's hard to be hot.
Yeah, when
Don't
you're an older lady.
Hot flash.
Yep. This is what your wife is.
A singer, an opera singer.
Right. This is where you do your side hustle.
A casino.
That's right. This is a cheaper version of a bottled drink made of fermented grapes.
Wine.
Yeah, but in a...
Oh.
You let me down. There was one more left.
That was a fun game.
Have you ever been to a casino?
They're okay. I like a little blackjack.
I'm not allowed to go to casinos.
Really? You have a problem?
My husband said that he does not like the look I get in my eyes when I'm in front of a slot machine. It is sort of, I go to a different psychotic place.
Oh, man. I want to see.
Maybe someday. Emery, it has been such a joy talking to you. I wish you were in more than that one episode because I loved spending time with you on set. And thank you for bringing Lester to life.
Thank you for having me, Michael. I had a great time on set and with you here today in your living room.
Thank you. Now, a segment we call Michael Cyril Creighton on Howard Francis Morris. In this episode, we get to see Howard in the 90s, and we learn a great deal about him from a bunch of little flashbacks. We learn that he lived with his overbearing, sick mother, who loved him very much. And this answers the question that a lot of audience members have had: how can he afford to live in the Arconia on a librarian's salary? We learn he didn't come out of the closet until later in life, and that his mother eventually accepted him.
My son is a G. Do you know about LGBT? He's the G.
Okay, Mother.
Here's a fun fact. I've never worn a wig on camera, and Jameson, the head of our hair department, picked a wig that looked exactly like my hair in high school. I think the hair and the makeup department in this episode did such an excellent job, even though I do look like the oldest 20-something you have ever seen.
What the are you doing?
Oh my God, is he touching my husband?
He's doing it for Lester.
We're all going to hell.
I'm here with Jackie Hoffman, who is known for playing fan favorite Uma, the Arconia's crankiest resident. Jackie, I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Michael. I'm still cranky. These chairs are like the chairs in the waiting room on my 600-pound life.
There's plenty of room.
People trying to tell me something?
No, they're trying to tell me something, Jackie. So we have known each other for over 20 years. Do you remember the first time you met me?
I thought it was when I did Jack in the Box, the web series, when you played a box office guy. Am I wrong?
You are wrong. I did reach out to you and asked if you would do this web series, and you said to me, I'll do it if I don't have to get up early and there's a snack and I don't have to memorize anything. And that was 2009. But the first time I saw you was 2001 in the Book of Liz, downtown. And I have been a fan ever since.
Thank you.
It's really amazing to be on this show with you. And I love how much Uma has grown since season 1, since the pilot.
Since the beginning.
Since the very beginning, since the pilot. And in that pilot, you have no lines. You just give the finger.
Correct.
Did you have any idea that 5 seasons in, Uma would still be kicking around?
That 5 seasons in, she'd still have no lines? No, I'm thrilled. First of all, it's a miracle for anything to last more than 1 season in the climate. So I'm just thrilled about it's miraculous. It's well deserved, but still miraculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that flipping Steve the Bird, it just dictated her trajectory.
Yeah, the character was
It said
so
everything
clear.
about what we were going to see from this person.
Absolutely. They said that the character was so clear from the very beginning. But then we get so much more of her, especially, I think it was season 3, right? Where we get the episode where we realize she's a kleptomaniac.
Episode 7.
you know?
Well, I had one episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember that. And I loved it so much because I know that everybody knows you're a hysterical comedian, that you are one of the funniest performers in New York City and beyond. But you really got to show a lot of heart in that. And I just love that Uma has come to life in such a really amazing way. And I know you always joke that you have no lines, but I feel like she's around the building a lot more this season.
Yes, I have a presence.
Let's talk about the cast chair.
Everybody has a chair with their character name printed on it, except for me, who's been there since the very beginning. I don't know what that is. People who guest star one time, people who the cleaning people have a cast chair. For some reason, there's no Uma chair.
And
I think they just want to keep me cranky. They're doing a good job.
I've seen on your Instagram, you go around to each chair and go, Beanie Feldstein has a chair, Richard Kind has a chair. But the crew did something really nice on your last day this season, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They took a piece of masking tape, scrawled my name on it with a magic marker, and put it on a chair.
And that's what I call success.
Yes.
So in this episode, we get to see Uma young, and we learn that she predates Oliver in the building, that she's been there for quite a long time. I want to learn about Uma's life a little bit more, so I'm going to ask you some questions and see if you have answers. There's no right answer. You just tell me what you think. What do you think her job is?
I've been trying to figure this out. I'm thinking she worked for fundraising, but hated talking to people so much that she bailed.
That seems kind of perfect. When do you think she moved into the Arconia?
Wow. In the early 90s, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Made a little money from the fundraising, got a little co-op. Do you think that she's always been grumpy?
This is where I'm supposed to look for some life-changing event.
If you want.
When my daughter got hit by the garbage truck. Yes, I think she's always been cranky.
Have you always been cranky?
Yes, I've always been cranky.
Has Uma always been single?
I think that Uma was married and her husband got caught in an unfortunate incident in a restroom in a bus station in Texas.
Did she get all the money?
There wasn't much, but she got what there was.
Good. That's how she can afford those great glasses. You know, I consider Uma Howard's only friend in the building. You're pretty much the only person I ever have scenes with, besides the trio. But I consider Howard and Uma to be friends. I think that's like one of the few friends Howard has in the building. You and I, our characters are always on that murder board, listed as
possible suspects.
How do you feel about that?
As long as I'm up there, maybe I can use that index card and tape it to a chair.
So in this episode, in episode 2, you and I have this moment. There's no lines. It's just a sort of little brief glimpse of us watching Lester's body be taken away by the police. So it's just us in the doorway and lots of sirens and flashing lights. We had to hug. Can you talk about that moment?
We had this very emotional tearjerker moment where we're grieving over Lester's death. And we both, because we're actors, strategically tried to place our skulls on the side of the camera. So I'm grieving. He won.
I won. Actually, I was really happy when I saw the cut that they changed the hug to us standing side by side. So
interesting.
I didn't
so
win.
They cut the hug altogether.
Well, I think John was pretty clear that we were what we were doing, trying to get some camera time. So he had us now stand next to each other and our arms around each other. It's actually sweet, and we both look like very dramatic
Good
actors.
God, it's like with children. All right, if your brother gets candy, you get some.
Exactly. So one of them is great lines, one of her many great lines, one of the three, is, "Things are only getting worse. I remember when a beer can cost $1, you could smoke on planes, and pimps still dressed like pimps." Have you been in New York for a long time?
I have been in New York for a very long time.
How long?
Well, I was born in Queens, which is a suburb of New York, and then I moved to Chicago to do Second City for a few years, and then came back in like 96, and I haven't left.
How would you say, in maybe one sentence, how has New York changed since then?
A beer costs a lot more, and you never know who might be a pimp.
Amazing. Jackie, I love any chance we get to spend time together. I'm so happy you were here, and I think we're going to see you later in the season. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe and follow us wherever you're listening from or watching from. Leave us a rating and a review. Leave a little comment about who you think the killer is. On our next episode, you will hear from the talented Beanie Feldstein about playing the iconic pop star Thee, our Only Murders in the Building composer, Sid Khosla, and from the one and only Jane Lynch about what Saz Pataki thinks of the afterlife. Don't miss it. Watch and listen to the Only Murders in the Building official podcast, available on Hulu and wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss Only Murders in the Building, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.